Welcome to the Joshua Jordan Experience. Listen to gather mystical insights for an extraordinary life. Hello, my beloved friends. Welcome once again to the Joshua Jordan Experience. I thank you for tuning in. And if you're enjoying our content, I would really appreciate it if you'll hit that thumbs up button. It really does a lot for our channel. And if you would subscribe, I would be honored. Thank you very much. So in a recent video, I spent a lot of time talking about emotions and how our emotions attract and create events and attract people to us for a purpose, for a reason, so that we can experience what we want to and learn what we wanted to learn when we decided to incarnate. So, how we feel is a powerful magnet for bringing in the energies that manifest around us in events and relationships. So today, I'm going to talk a little bit about mind. Mind is also one of those etheric states of existence that is not entirely attached to humankind. Mind is also attached to all that is. Everything that manifests has its own state of consciousness. So, this seat upon which I am sitting has its own consciousness, such that when I'm not thinking about it, it doesn't disappear because it has its own conscious awareness and its awareness of its place and its space in our reality because we created it. Humans created this piece of furniture I rest upon, and it is going to be nothing someday. All things that are solid are impermanent. The mind is not solid in any way, shape, or form. And yet, the mind creates your reality. Your internal landscape is appearing out here for you. And it appears in objects, events, and relationships. That is your internal mind. Well, it's hard to call it internal because the mind is not fixed anywhere in the body. The mind is more moving around and through you like your spirit. It is not a part of the body, therefore not subject to the confines of the vessel itself. The mind is free flowing and connected to the one consciousness that is here. Now, we try to divide our mind into pieces because we like to think we have our own state of mind. We have our own control over our thoughts, and our mind is our own. And yet, the mind is a part of the mass consciousness. But you do have a local mind, shall we call it, that's created by the collective in your particular vicinity. And you also then have a more focused, what I like to call the personal aspect of mind, creating my reality. Now, even though we know that mind belongs to the one, not to me, we like to think that we can divide it. We can draw lines in it. I'd like you to picture for a moment the ocean on the earth. The ocean on the earth. There's one ocean. There's only one ocean. And we draw these imaginary boundaries on it, saying, then giving it a label. This one is the Atlantic Ocean, and this one is the Indian Ocean. You see, we draw these imaginary lines, but there really is only one ocean here. So when we're in the Atlantic, we say, oh, I'm in the Atlantic Ocean, not realizing I'm in the only one ocean on Earth. And we take ocean, we divide it in other ways. We draw lines, and this is a strait, this is a bay, this is a estuary. This is, we divide ocean in so many ways. And yet, there's only one here. And I want you to look at mind that way. Mind is here, and there's only one present. And yet, I've drawn some imaginary boundaries around Jordan's mind, Jordan's state of mind. Oh, that is something I do have control over. What I think. I have total control over what I think. Nothing, nothing has control over my thoughts outside of my personal ambitions. Now, do other thoughts filter through? Absolutely. Thoughts that belong in the mass consciousness that I don't claim, they come through. I get them sometimes. It's like, yeah, I didn't think that. I wouldn't think that. That's a weird thought. I draw a separation, a boundary. There are people who have thoughts that I find confusing, difficult to understand. I mean, some people think the earth is flat. That's like, to me, that's just nonsensical. How could you possibly think the world is flat? And so that is their personal mind. And to me, it's nonsensical, but I have no right to judge what other people think. Their thoughts are their own, right? It's free. But every thought you have contributes to the mass consciousness. Every thought you think arises from the mass consciousness. But you get to choose what thoughts you dwell on. You choose what thought energy you dwell on. In a previous video, when I was talking about emotions, I did refer to mindset and how mind controls emotions. So, mindset is a collection of thoughts, a collection of beliefs, is your mindset. So, you have a typical set of beliefs that you use to produce your life. It's your personal script. There are thoughts floating in the mass consciousness that I want nothing to do with, and yet I want to accept them as part of shadow. They exist within the whole self, they exist within the one. Anything within the one dwells also in what I consider to be me. So we draw imaginary mind lines and say, this is my mind and I have control of it. And I want to dwell most of the time, on positive thoughts. Why? Because it feels good to feel good, of course. And I like to laugh and I like to smile and I like to have fun. So I want to dwell on thoughts that attract things that are fun, people who are funny. I often have friends who crack me up. And I try to be funny and amusing sometimes too, because I love to get someone laughing. But it doesn't mean that I have control over what they thought. I just tickled them in some little corner of their mind that made them giggle. So we share one mind. There's really only one being here, and I probably have not spent enough time dwelling on that. Oneness is the focus of Joshua's teachings. So, accepting that there's only one being here and there's only one mind here, then what is my contribution to the mass consciousness? I apparently dwell in the part of the pool that is light some of the time and dark some of the time, and both environments are comfortable. It took time to get comfortable in both environments. However, so if we think of the mass consciousness as a pool, let's say it's a huge, huge pool, like the size of the ocean, okay? And in parts of this pool, it's always dark. It's so deep, let's say, the deepest depths of the ocean where the light doesn't penetrate. And because that's in the mass consciousness, we have the freedom to go there anytime we want. So there's also a part of the pool in the shallows where the light penetrates and the water is warm and welcoming and so peaceful, hardly moving. And we can get into that environment at will because it is a part of the pool of mass consciousness, always available to us. Always. There's a part of the pool of mass consciousness that we've drawn this little line around where all you feel is love, just love. So you had your joy over here in the shallow, and you've got the depths, darkness over here where the light can't reach. But you have this really warm and almost, it feels like giving consciousness about love. It is always available to us. It is in the pool of mass consciousness, and we can choose to go there at any moment. Any moment. So, in any moment, my mind, which is not stuck in my body, can take me to parts of the ocean of mass consciousness that bring me comfort, peace. There are all sorts of energies in the mass consciousness. There's some that's very active and extremely chaotic, and some people dwell there, and it has become comfortable for them. It is a part of the ocean I don't like. It's a part of the pool of mass consciousness that when I'm in it, I feel out of place. I'm a fish out of water, so to speak. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta get out. I'm gonna get out of this chaotic, agitated, constantly shifting energy because Jordan chooses to be more comfortable when things are peaceful, still, quiet. And I am a person who lives alone and spends a great deal of time in solitude and quiet. So that's become a very comfortable place for me to dwell. And yet, Joshua is there if I ask him in, and we always have things to talk about. So, what you dwell on in your mindset actually produces how you feel, right? And in your mindset, remember that you can break free at any time if the mindset is getting bogged down. You can lift it up. You can consciously choose to go to a part of the pool of mass consciousness that is joyful or loving or both. You see, because there are really no lines in the pool of mass consciousness. There's only one mind here. There's only one being here. So I will conclude my thoughts about mindset with that. Remember always that you control what you're thinking. And as Joshua tells me and others repeatedly, be aware of the content of your thoughts. Sometimes we are so distracted by the world out, what we think is the world out here. Our thoughts are focused on what's going on outside of ourselves sometimes. And we don't even realize what we're thinking. We go about our routines and we think the same thoughts we thought the day before, vast majority. You might create 2% different thoughts than you had the day before, but maybe not. You may just end up thinking the same things you thought the day before and the day before that and the day before that. Be aware of the content of your thoughts because your thoughts create how you feel, and your thoughts and your feelings are attracting your reality, manifesting it for you to see. So look around you right now. Look outside in your environment. What do you see? This is the production of your thoughts and feelings. Is there clutter somewhere? That's my problem. I have a clutter in my mind sometimes that I need to clear. But most of the time, my home is clean and neat, and yet I make little piles of clutter sometimes. I love to clutter the dining room table with things, you see. So look outside yourself and see. This is the representation of my dominant thoughts and feelings, whatever is around me. I love my environment. I feel very comfortable here. And I recognize that I still have little issues like my cluttered mind that I want to pay attention to. So be aware of the content of your thoughts. I'm going to shut up now and let Joshua talk to you. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging in. Hello, beloved one. It is my honor to be speaking with you once again. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Jordan was talking to you about the fact that what you consider as mind or mental energy, cognitive thinking, what you consider to be mind is omnipresent. And therefore, the mind is not in you. You are within the mind. The state of mind is created by the very source of all that is. The ability to have cognition, the ability to have conscious thought is gifted to you by the one who created all that is. Because all that is you and dwells in you as you. You have the same capability of cognition, conscious awareness as the creator of all that is. You are a creator, and the mind that is the one bridge to all the energy you need to access to create the reality of your dreams, to create the reality of your views, your vision, to create the world of a golden age, global peace, compassion, and love for all. And all includes the earth and all the elements, all the flora and the fauna. Yes, love and compassion for all that is. And of course, from this love and compassion, this environment of peace and safety, the security of humankind, the love within humankind will be released in a way you have not seen upon the planet before. Because you see, fear is a stumbling block on the path. And fear is what keeps humans afraid of letting love show and letting it beam through them freely. Fear is the stumbling block. And the cure for fear is love. The absolute power that can remove fear from any space, in any moment, is love. And where love is present, fear fades. So, as human beings, usher in global peace and learn how to act with compassion and the freedom of letting love show in every moment, in every situation. What will arise from this is an abundant planet, an abundance of food, clean water, renewable energy, green energy, harmony with the planet. And as humankind flourish here for an age, a golden age of enlightenment, unlike the ancient golden age of enlightenment, where there were deities and many had to worship. You will find yourself in an environment where you know that the source that created all that is right here all the time, omnipresent, omniscient, and all powerful. The power to create is gifted to you. Use it wisely. Create love. Create peace. And you must begin here. Let yourself feel deeply loved because you are deeply loved by all that is, just as you are. So there's nothing to fear. You won't be judged harshly for mistakes you made along the path. The judgment you apply to others will be applied to you. That is karma. So, make peace. Be lovers. Make peace in here. Oh, there's so much conflict that goes on just in here. Resolve. Learn how to resolve these internal conflicts with nonviolent solutions. And what will result from the world at peace, dwelling in compassion, is an abundance for all. Lack, scarcity, all the beliefs that there's not enough will fade away, you see, because those beliefs are in state of fear. And when there is plenty for all, an abundance for everyone, safety and security will be present on the planet for an age. And during that age, the war makers will not manifest here. They can manifest on other planets during other times and make their war and have their fun. The ones who want to fight and be soldiers, they won't be manifesting here during the global age, golden age on the globe. They will manifest somewhere else They have plenty of options to go play war and fight and be soldiers somewhere else for an age. And I am stressing the fact that all things will pass. Even the golden age of enlightenment, the modern golden age of enlightenment, will also fade from the global stage, and another act, a different play, will unfold. I think I will conclude my comments here. It is my pleasure to talk to you, to the wisdom teachers. There is so much more information I can provide to you, to the healers of the world, the healers of other people, the healers of animals. Call upon Joshua. I have energy to gift to you. I draw my healing energy from my receptive side, my Jeshua. So if you want to call Jeshua directly during healing, please do. Jeshua is unconditional love, constantly present in unconditional love. Jeshua. I am Joshua. I am a warrior. So I am also a teacher, and I share information that's important to you, the teachers and the healers, and also the change leaders. I can offer you inspiration. Call upon Joshua for inspiration, and I will guide you. I will lead you. I will tickle your creative ability that dwells within you. You see, you are one with all that is, and all that is created all that you know of and beyond. So there's plenty of creative energy, omnipresent. And call upon Joshua. For you see, the change leaders need courage and they need strength, for they will meet with resistance. Change is always met with resistance because what? Fear. People fear change. Now, that's a great generalization. Jordan is a person who has managed a lot of change in the course of a lifetime and has no fear of it at all now when change comes. Just flows with change most of the time. And yet, it wasn't always that way. There were changes he resisted, but now he knows resistance doesn't work. It eventually one needs to accept that change is happening. Even if you look at the ocean as the one, or the ocean is the mind, whichever you want to view it, the ocean is ever changing, always in motion, every part moving. Some areas change more quickly, some change slowly. The ocean can get very agitated and it can be forceful, powerful. The ocean can change the face of the land when it chooses. So remember, you are one with all that is. You have the power to change this world. We are the leaders of a new age. And yes, right now on the global stage, you see resistance, resistance, resistance. Fear is acting out. Fear is acting up. The idea of losing power is scaring some people. They want to have power over you. They want to have power over groups. They want to have power over nations. They don't want to lose power So they're acting out with fear because they know their days are limited, their time is coming to an end. And those who want to have power over others can manifest some other planet and play their power games. It's perfectly acceptable. All that is includes those who crave power for their own purposes. Then there are people like us, people like Jordan, people like you, who use their power to lift others up. Use your power to create things that will assist others on their journey. You use your power to teach others ideas that will help them on their journey. And of course, the healers. You use your power to bring healing. And yet, remember, sometimes even your energy of healing meets resistance. There's purpose in it, and it's not about you. And in those cases, let it be. I'm going to conclude my comments now. Thank you so much for listening to me. I am grateful. I am here for you. Call me, Joshua, anytime. Call Jeshua anytime. We will respond to you. That is my promise. I love you, and I bid you good day. Thank you for listening. We hope you heard something to ponder and gained inspiration for your journey. Please join us again next time. Joshua says, let the light grow, let love show, and let your life be fun.